Mission managers say they'll keep trying to contact NASA's Mars Opportunity rover for at least a few more weeks. The six-wheeled golf cart-sized vehicle has been silent ever since being hit by a global dust storm which covered the red planet earlier this year. The mega dust storm began in May and lasted until August. The last communications with the rover was more than 6 months ago on June 10th. Opportunity was expected to hunker down and ride out the storm. Engineers expected its batteries to drain as dust blocked out sunlight, preventing the rover's solar panels from charging its batteries. However, the skies above Opportunity have now cleared, and the rover's been observed still in position from orbit. Opportunity likely experienced a low power fault, a mission clock fault, and an up-lost timer fault. The rover should be able to recover from all these issues once its batteries recharge. However, it's remained silent. Mission managers from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, believe dust from the storm may be covering Opportunity's solar arrays, preventing them from recharging the batteries. Since the loss of signal, the team has been listening for the rover over a broad range of times, frequencies and polarizations using NASA's Deep Space Communications Network. They're now performing more frequent communications attempts on a daily basis. Glenn Nagel from NASA's Deep Space Communications Tracking Station in Canberra says Mars is now in a seasonal period of stronger winds at the rover's location, which hopefully will blow all that dust off the vehicle's solar panels.
So at the moment, Opportunity is still silent. The Deep Space Network continues to be able to listen in for signals during particular chances to be able to, when we think the spacecraft could phone home again, uplinks of commands to try to trigger a response. But so far, nothing coming back from Opportunity. But nobody is given up yet, and we'll be continuing to listen in for that phone home for many months to come.
The real concern now is that the solar panels are covered in dust from the global dust storm, and you're really now waiting for Martian winds to blow that dust off the solar panels.
Yes, and right now we're getting into that windy season on Mars, at least where the Opportunity rover is located, and that period sort of peaks in December and through January. So these are the good times to keep listening in, because if the rover is still healthy but just lacks the power, once that dust clears or we get into the height of sort of more summer period on Mars, get more sunlight, getting into those solar panels, charging the batteries, and getting the computers to switch on again to allow that phone home to occur.
That's Glenn Nagel from NASA's Deep Space Communications Complex at Tidbinbilla near Canberra. Since the loss of signal, more than 433 recovery commands have been sent to the rover. Opportunity, or OPI as it's affectionately called, was launched from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station in Florida 3 weeks after its twin rover Spirit on July the 7th, 2003. Landing on the Meridiani Planum near the Martian equator on January the 25th, 2004. Spirit had touched down 3 weeks earlier in Gusev crater on the other side of the red planet. Both rovers were only supposed to operate for 90 days in the harsh, freeze-dried Martian deserts, but both continued operating for many, many years. Eventually, Spirit stopped after getting bogged in a sand dune with its solar panels pointing away from the sun. It had been operating on the red planet's surface for 2,269 days, sending its final message to Earth on the 22nd of March 2010, more than 6 years after landing. Opportunities continued operating even longer, covering well over 5,300 days on the Martian surface at the time of its final communications back on June the 10th. It's been examining rocks and minerals as it's travelled more than 45 kilometres to its current location in a valley leading off the rim of Endeavour Crater.